Ryan Hensley.
Now your host, Ryan Hensley.
What's going on, everybody? It's Friday. I'm feeling a lot better. I got my guy Twin with me. How you doing, Twin?
What's up, man? It's Friday, a little bit bad weather, but other than that, man, look, blessed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Feeling good.
Yes, sir, man. I'm feeling a lot better, man. I just got some lingering stuff I got to clear out, but other than that, man, I'm feeling better. I got my energy back, man. Good to see you. I haven't seen you since the day after the Super Bowl, man. We got a lot to talk about because I want to get your take on all this stuff. I know you got to get out. You got to get out of here at the 30-minute mark. So everybody in the chat, just so you know about the 30-minute mark, I'm gonna start taking callers, so you guys can call in and get your takes off. But the first 30 minutes I'm gonna be spending here with my guy Twin. Do me a favor real quick, if you'd be so kind, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel as well as Twin's channel. I'm about 42 Ronnie Lott number. I'm Ronnie Lott away from 8K. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 8K next
8K.
day or two. Yes, sir.
Oh, man, you got it. You got it already. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys are all subscribed to Twin as well. Twin, man, it's been a minute. We haven't talked in a while. There's been a lot of changes with the coaching staff. The breaking news as of last night is the 49ers hire Mick Lombardi. So they get a Lombardi this year after all, not the one they wanted. Do you know much about Mick Lombardi?
Honestly, not much. Besides the last name being one of the most prominent names in football, lore. I don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's unknown for us.
Well, let me break it down for you guys, man. Let me break it down for you. So Mick Lombardi is the son of Mike Lombardi, the NFL executive, and he's on NFL.com. He's a writer. We all know Mike Lombardi. Mick Lombardi is his son, so a little bit of nepotism continuing in the NFL, just like all sports. It seems like that seems to be the situation. A lot of nepotism in professional sports. People don't really realize that with the players, coaches as well. But Mick Lombardi actually worked for the 49ers. He was hired by Jim Harbaugh. Before that, he was worked for the Patriots. Hired by Jim Harbaugh, worked for the 49ers. He actually worked for two of the most famous coaches for the 49ers, Jim Tomsula and Chip Kelly. He remained with those guys as well. Then went to the Jets, then back to the Patriots. And most recently, he was the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders. Got to work with our guy, Jimmy G. But I think what the 49ers brought him in here for is he's going to be the passing game coordinator. They haven't given him an official title yet, but I'm assuming that's what it's going to be because they lost their passing game coordinator. So I believe that's what he's in here for. How does that make you feel? Is this exciting? Is this the Lombardi you wanted?
Not the Lombardi that we wanted, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we gotta give Kyle some credit for whenever he loses a guy, his replacements come in, they kind of like fit the bill seamlessly, you know what I mean? So he has a great eye for those candidates that can come in, learn the system, and be a positive reinforcement to whatever it is that he's trying to set there as the culture. And so I'm not really kind of like, okay, Cal just doing Cal again. He probably already had his eye on this guy, or like you said, had some type of relationship with him behind the scenes. And he used to bring up the good guys, man. And so I always feel like we're in good hands when it comes to the supporting cast. When it comes to coaching.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, his dad, Mike Lombardi, was the GM for the Cleveland Browns when Kyle Shanahan was there. So that's, I think, where the connection comes from. And his dad, Mike Lombardi, was actually a scout under Bill Walsh, credited for discovering Charles Haley. So, yeah, man, you know what trips me out, Twin, is like we think professional sports is all about, it's a meritocracy, like best player plays, best coach gets the job. It's not always the case. Not that he's not a good coach. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. But there's a lot of nepotism in sports. Like a perfect example, even in the NBA, LeBron James' son. Let's be real. And I don't mean to be mean to a young kid, but if LeBron James' son wasn't LeBron James' son, I don't know if he'd be getting the attention he is for the NBA, to be honest. That kind of stuff takes place in all of sports. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I think that's where you say follow the money. You know what I mean? Whenever somebody can be polarizing like that, bring people eyes to their TV channel or to their school, there's a way to market it and make money off of it. And so I think that's why in sports, because the highlight reels, the enthusiasm for just the sport itself, getting, men, women, kids all out of the house, jumping, making noise, stuff of that nature. It's a beautiful draw, you know what I'm saying? Because the age can go from 5 all the way up to, 90 years old. So, man, I think that's why nepotism is like that, because once you get in there, you kind of good. Like the security in those positions are rare, you know what I mean? And then I don't think you want everybody coming in and out their culture, because that product, that system that's ran to create, if you look at the revenue of the NFL, like 90s, 400 million, then by the time 2000, a couple billion, to 2015, 8 billion. Now it's a multi-billion dollar, sport. So I think that's why they hold those positions so tight, man, because it's profitable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, and nepotism is prevalent in every industry, but you would think with like like sports that it wouldn't be that way. But like the older I get, the more I realize that a lot of opportunities are given simply because of who your parents are. I mean, Kyle's a perfect example. Now, just because you are a product of nepotism doesn't mean you don't put in the work or you're not good at what you do. But a lot of times it could be, to be real. Let me give a shout out to Tanisha, who is a new member. Thank you, Tanisha. I appreciate that very much. And Dave Barclay says, "What up, Ryan and Twin, and everyone else? What's up, Dave, man? Thank you for being here. Appreciate your support as always." So, yeah, man, I think this guy's going to be brought in. I mean, a lot of people talk positively about Mick Lombardi, actually. Again, just because he's a product of nepotism doesn't mean he's going to be bad. But I do like that, the 49ers had to bring bodies in from outside because they've been losing coaches left and right, getting hired all over the NFL. So, I mean, they had to bring some guys in. Speaking of which, I wanted to get your take on, because I haven't talked to you yet. What do you think about Nick Sorensen being promoted to the defensive coordinator?
It seems about right. You seem like somebody that you can develop. You know what I mean? It's not somebody here for just one or two opportunities. It's here for, like, you're thinking him for 3 to 5 years. You know what I mean? So that's why you're bringing a younger guy like him, to continue to grow. And whenever some of these other people may move out the, as far as coaching wise, you see that he can come in and probably continue to develop with the staff and stuff like that. So I think it's more of a long-term move, not to have one of them coaches come in and then be gone like right afterwards. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're thinking they can retain him for a little bit. And then they brought in Brandon Staley, the former Chargers head coach, to be the assistant head coach and kind of like a defensive guru, to be another voice in the ear of Nick Sorensen. What do you think about Brandon Staley being brought in to the 49ers?
I mean, the guys, we know he's smart, but he has some certain things that he done over the couple years that would make us all scratch our heads. I know first thing most of us do is look at his late game hiccups, you know what I'm saying, and some of his choices. We were like, hold on now. Some of us feel like that's not one of Kyle's greatest strengths,
Yeah.
And why would you bring in somebody else who has just say he doesn't have the best track record of containing the lead and winning games? So, but I do believe there's other things that he's very good at. Probably the head coach had he had too many responsibilities, probably too many things to do. But just specifically being an assistant coach and not necessarily having to get out in front of the camera, not necessarily have to talk in front of the 53 men all the time, he might be better in this role compared to the head coaching role he had over the last 3.5 years.
Yeah, my feelings about Brandon Staley is, to me, he just doesn't seem like the kind of guy to garner instant respect from the team, especially with this team. This team in particular seems very cliquey, and I think Brandon Staley would have had a hard time as the defensive coordinator coming in here and garnering the respect of this defense who have been here a long time. But I think Nick Sorensen, being the fact that he's been here for a long time, will have that respect from the defense, and then Staley can, sit up there in the booth and be in Sorensen's ear and help him game plan and things like that. So I think it's a good move by the 49ers overall. And then KJ Wright, man, linebacker for Legion of Boom, brought in as an assistant linebackers coach and defensive quality control. What do you think about the KJ Wright addition?
Now, see, that move I loved even better, though. Like, me and my brother was having a discussion about his team, and he was like, man, our linebacker core is suspect. You know what I'm saying? We need to get better. And sometimes what you do need is a linebacker who even played the position, maybe like an old school linebacker, because a lot of times The linebackers not good at fitting against the run nowadays. You know, they try to mostly are like, coverage linebackers. But you bring in
Yeah.
somebody like KJ who is experienced, like you will love the development of the younger guys that you're getting from him. He's still young enough to go out there and show you some of the technique. He's a champion. You know, he has that type of mentality, know how to finish the job. He's been to multiple Super Bowls as well. And so, man, I just love the hire. I know he's been a foe of ours for a long time, so he understands the system and the culture of the 49ers, because ever since he's been in the league, pretty much we had a couple of bad years, but most of the time we was a good team, you know what I'm saying? And so I just really like that. And especially we want to be bringing in some young linebackers. So we do have Warner, but we know my boy Greenlaw hurt. And so you have some of these guys who didn't play that much last year, like Winters, and you know what I mean? And probably, what's the other guy name?
Graham,
Winters.
Jalen Graham.
Yeah. So you know that you got these guys you can come, he can shoot the breeze with, and you need that because D'Amico Ryan was such a major figure when it comes to that. Everybody talked about him being an ex-linebacker, how he was able to communicate, and then how he understood the locker room dynamics as well. So I believe that could be a position of strength, which we are already kind of strong in. And so I can't wait to see what he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he seems like a really smart guy. I've watched some of he has like a podcast. And so I've watched him break down defenses before, a couple of times before the 49ers even hired him. I watched a couple of his shows. Seems like a really smart dude. Also seems like a lot of energy, kind of like a D'Amico almost. So I honestly see them developing KJ Wright into a really good coach further down the line. Now, he's never coached before. This is his first time coaching, but he has the mental makeup to be successful as a coach, I believe. I think he's super smart. He's got the energy and the experience, just kind of like D'Amico did.
Hey, now, Ryan, Kyle wouldn't be Kyle. He ain't going to make sure he going to get his daily comp pick now. You know what I'm saying? We got to, hey, listen here. One thing you can count on, death, taxes, and Kyle grooming a black coach. You know what I'm saying? To eventually take over the role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see KJ Wright as in the future being a defensive coordinator at some point. That's how much I respect him. I think he's a very smart, intelligent guy. Also, we could see, excuse me, if Saleh doesn't work out in the Jets. If the Jets don't have success this year, Saleh might be let go, and we could see Saleh come back. That's something I've been thinking about a lot as well in the past. Real quick, Johnny says, good morning, Ryan. Like and subscribe. Please do that. And then I got a question for you from Chris Delgado. He says, do you think we have another chance at a Super Bowl next year? I want to get your take on that one before we ask you another question.
Now, the Niner fan of me, you know what I'm saying? We got another opportunity to go be there again, next year. That's the Niner fan in me. But then there's part of me like, back-to-back years going to the Super Bowl while other teams wasn't playing that good. Here we come. The path looked very neat and clean for us. You know what I'm saying? The things that we needed to happen. It's like, dog, will they happen again? You know what I'm saying? Back-to-back years. And so that's one of the things where I'm not as confident this year as I was last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to repeat all of that, like the health. Right, things just have to go your way. I mean, it requires a lot. A lot of it's luck too. Like things just go your way in certain situations to get you there. I mean, I think the 49ers are definitely going to be a really good team this year as well. And they're going to be a competitive. But we'll see, man. There's going to be a lot of other teams that are improving. I think the whole NFL in general seems to be improving. The Lions are going to be better, I would believe. They're going to be dangerous. Packers look to be improving. I mean, I could see the Rams improving, even the damn Cardinals. Not that the Cardinals are a threat to win a Super Bowl, but I think they're going to be better. It's tough, man. I don't know. That's why it was so disappointing that they lost, because when you get there, you got to seal the deal.
You heard Debo, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Debo, dude, it took us 4 years. We thought we would be back next year, and some people be like, oh, you're casual because some of our takes, but it's like, man, there's some guys who maybe won't be able to be on that journey. You know what I'm saying? That they love their dynamic and just the personality that they, as far as how they help the team grow in the locker room bond. But a lot of these guys ain't gonna be there, man. And so you will hope that you win when you have the perfect opportunity or dang near a near close one. But dog, there's people gunning for your head. There's people tired of you guys being like the team that loses Super Bowl, but nobody hate on, because that's
Yeah.
what it is in the national media. Other teams who keep, losing Super Bowls or in any other sport, oh man, they go up there, they blow it, you know what I'm saying? Or they start calling them, I ain't gonna say bums, but like they don't never finish the business, you know what I mean? But because the 49er culture and their owner, Cal and John Lynch are so cool, nobody really critique them for real, you know what I mean? Because if it was like the Cowboys, man, they would be killing this team right now, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
that's something that I don't know. Do you ever get that vibe about our team when it comes to like national media?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be real, man, I don't watch national media really much on these Niners because I feel like a majority. I mean, there's a couple guys that are tied in with all the teams, and they get inside information regarding contracts and negotiations and things like that. I pay attention to, but I mostly watch it on Twitter. I don't really watch national media because it seems like a lot of the time those guys, you can tell they don't really know what the hell they're talking about. Like they don't really know the team like they say they do. They got to cover 32 teams. It's hard to be as dialed in as guys like us, to be honest, with this team. Yeah.
Because the amount of information that's coming out like every other hour, you know what I mean? And can you only imagine for 30 some other teams, it's hard for you to retain. But us, every piece of news that drop, we like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We looking forward. So like you said, that's kind of hard to do as a person who analyzes all those teams, man. So yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, and Romella Bell says, Ryan, the Seahawks got the Ravens defensive coordinator as their head coach, so that defense is coming back, and I'm scared of that. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, that's the thing is the Seahawks are a whole new team now. They got a new coach. I mean, they still got Geno. Geno's actually, I mean, I think Geno gets hated on a lot, man. He's actually decent. I think he's a little underrated, especially by Niner fans. We'll see what's up with the Seahawks. I think the NFC West is going to be tough. I think the Rams could be better. Seahawks could be better for all we know. They had good defensive players. They just weren't executing. And so you're right. Yeah. Maybe with the new coach, they start pulling it off. And then again, the Cardinals, man, they look like they might be better now headed into this season with a full year from what's his name? I can't even think the kid. What's the quarterback's name?
Kyler Murray and Gannon as the head coach.
I wanted to call him Kyle Williams for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah.
But yeah, man, the NFC West, man, they can bring us some trouble next year. And what I mean by trouble, just the culture of some of these teams, like the Cardinals you just named, they got a real grit and grind to them, so you hate to have a team that's extremely physical, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you do like it because it will develop some tough skin for your boys out there. So
yeah, all that being said, I think the Niners are still the cream of the crop on the NFC West, and they should be able to win the NFC West if they do what they're supposed to do. They should be a good team. But again, we got really, really lucky with injury last year. I think offensively, we were second in the NFL for the least injured team on the offensive side of the ball. That's not typical for Kyle Shanahan's team. CMC, Brock Purdy, healthy the entire year pretty much. I don't know if we can count on that moving forward. So a lot of the time it's luck getting there. And I'm hopeful, knock on wood, we have a similar year when it comes to injury. Let me ask you this question, bro. There's been a lot of talk amongst 49er fans and content creators, media, about bringing back former players, right? People are talking about DJ Jones. They're talking about Aziz, Shair.
Yeah.
What's your feelings on bringing back players that used to be on the 49ers and bringing them back to the Niners?
Not all of them are the same. You know what I'm saying? As far as, say, for instance, Shazier, I understand why I would want to bring him back. He's still young. Yeah. You're going to be missing a Pro Bowl linebacker in which your linebacker core is as far as one of your strengths on your defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing, they'll be consistent. And so you want to make sure you assure that position. That's like the heartbeat. And so then, yeah, man, that's like our team in the development of our defense, man. Hold on 1 second. I don't know, man. I'm kind of lost for words a little bit,
The way I feel in regards to bringing back former players is, in generally speaking, it's definitely a case-by-case basis for me. But bringing back former players that didn't help you get it done the first time. In general, I'm against that because they were here already. Y'all didn't get it done. Move on.
DJ.
Find somebody. Right. Find somebody newer and younger.
That's what I wanted to say right there. My bad. I had lost my train of thought. We have to start finding younger players. So we have like the second or third oldest team in the National Football League. We have to start turning over these old heads, man. Like we need to get the youth. We need to get more speed. We need to get a little bit stronger. And so that's very important where, hey, man, I know we love the name of these guys, but at the same time, listen, we have to start using the depth that we do have in developing these dudes because we need to start getting rid of some people financially, you know what I'm saying? So make sure we can have a young team because people told, like Cal said, Brock is our quarterback from here on out into the future, you know what I mean? So you got to start surrounding him with players or younger guys that are going to grow with him as some of the older guys begin to leave, you know what I mean? Whether it's free agency or just retire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think this team in general is the third oldest roster, I believe, in the NFL. I think that's right. At least last year in the playoffs, I believe that was the case. They got to get younger. Now, in general, like I said, I don't like bringing back older players, but Azeez is one of those guys that I would be open to bringing back. I think he's really good as well. So I would bring back Azeez. Jones, I'm not sure because we already got Hargrave, and I think he's going to be pretty expensive. And it's a similar situation. If you got Armstead and Hargrave, I don't know if you necessarily need Jones at that price point because he's probably going to be more of a depth piece, to be real, which is strange. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. But yeah, in general, man, I don't like bringing back old guys. I'd rather get younger, cheaper. And that's why this draft is so damn important. How are you feeling about this coming draft? What do you think the 49ers needs are? Who do they go after, man? What's your take on that?
Hey, it's our first draft with a first round draft pick in a long time.
Long time. Yeah.
Hey, it's been so funny as of late. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, no, we don't have one, but it's interesting. I know there's some people who are like best player available type person. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't care what we need. Is this the most talented guy that's in the draft still available right now?
Right.
I think depending on who it is, I'll go that direction. Just like, oh, there's a GM right there waiting on us.
Yeah.
And again, most people say this is a win now team. And so you want to try to put as most talent. I mean, the more talent you put on the field is always a blessing. Other than that, if we can't do it, I would like us to get offensive linemen. You know, I want at least leave out this draft with like 3 of them. I won't be mad. You know what I'm saying? If we leave out this draft with 3 offensive linemen, I'll actually be happy because I think we got like 11 picks or something like that. We have quite a few picks, you know, and so offensive linemen, some people say corner first, but I think a tight end is needed. You know, we've had Dwelley and Warner for so long. It's like we had 3 guys, Dwelley, Warner, and Kittle for like they've been for years. You know what I mean? And so we definitely got to start. I thought that's something that we should have done a couple of years ago is try to develop a guy to go out there and be productive. I know we got a couple guys last year, but we don't even know what they are, you know what I'm saying, because of injury, you know what I mean? But if there's a couple good guys there, man, that we can grab as a tight end, I'll do that. And then start going for another defensive, like a big defensive tackle. I want another one of those guys too. So offensive line, a nice skilled player like a tight end. Some people want a lot of these wide receivers because they fast as don't know what. So, but my thing is, will our offense, you know, be that type of offense when we add that jump? You know, I don't know. I don't think so. Still.
Yeah, we'll see. I real quick in the chat. Here's the call-in link. Twins got to take off in about 6 minutes from now. Here's the call-in link. I'll be taking calls if you guys want to call in and give me your takes. There's the link to do it. Call in, line up, and we'll get this thing going. Yeah, as far as the draft is concerned, man, I feel like the 49ers are just going to rank their needs and draft best player available for those needs. I think if they're ranking their needs, they probably have at this moment before free agency, they probably have D end over everything because they don't have any D ends. The only D end they got really is
Drake Jackson.
Drake Jackson, right? So they need to find a D end ASAP. I mean, they got Bosa, they got Armstead, they got Hargrave sewed up, but they need to find somebody at that other side on that D end spot. And I don't think they believe in Drake Jackson necessarily as that guy. Maybe it's D Winners. Maybe that's who's on their mind. Maybe that's a possibility. But both those guys are unproven. To me, that's the big free agent move I want to see them make is go out and sign a really good defensive end, somebody that's better than Chase Young. And then you go into the draft with that position eliminated from your needs, and you could focus on offensive line, corner, and tight end. Now, the 49ers drafted 2 tight ends last year, but they were rumored to be, I forget who it was. They reached out for the tight end, one of the free agent tight ends already. So they do see tight end as a need still, despite drafting Cameron Latu and Braden Willis, excuse me. They still see that as a need. So you're right there. I don't know, man. A lot of people have the 49ers taking offensive line. A lot of them have them taking corner. Kool-Aid is a possibility at corner. So we'll see. Do you think the 49ers are going to be better in this coming season? Or, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to go to the Super Bowl and win. The question is, will their roster be better or worse this year? What do you think?
Golly, I guess it depends on free agency, who we pick up and who we really get in this draft. Man, yeah, that's gonna be. I think we probably stay the same because our health was pristine. The efficiency of Brock Purdy was like upper echelon. The efficiency of what's our guy name? Brandon Ayuk up here. Even with the one and only Christian McCaffrey, man, he played every game consistently. Like that's a hard thing to replicate. You know, that many people, George Kittle being available. I think we will have a little bit of a dip, but I hope we can have a different way to kind of reach our peak though. We can have a dip offensively or even defensively a little bit, but I hope we can be more diversified offensively. So when big games come, we're a little more harder to stop, you know what I mean? And so that's my theory as far as this year. We're gonna take a dip now, but we can grow in other areas which can make us better in the playoffs.
I hope so, man. I feel like one of the big things is they have to look at this offensive line as an area that needs improvement, because I'm not sure if they do. I really don't know if they look at this offensive line as an area that needs improvement. I mean, I think we do. Most of the fans do. I've conducted polls, and I think 70% of 49er fans that voted want them to upgrade that right tackle position. But I'm not sure the Niners feel that way necessarily, right? They have Colt McKivitz in contract for another year, and I'm sure they're fine with Jake Brendel. I'm sure they're fine with Burford and Feliciano. So I don't know, man. We'll see. They did meet with a lot of offensive linemen, but that's the big thing to me. If this team wants to improve, they got to improve there. The biggest areas of improvement for this team are improve at right tackle, get a dog over there that can really be a difference maker, and then stop the run on defense. Those are the 2 biggest areas needed for improvement. Do you see it that way, or is there anything else that you see?
That's perfect. I think we talked about this. The Super Bowl is won in the trenches. Whoever usually win the trenches usually win the game. We lost in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? And so, like you said, we need some hog maws, a little pork belly eating, right tackle. You know what I'm saying? We need some of them guys in there. And defensively, we need somebody who kind of healthy in the middle, you know what I mean, to kind of help cloud it up. And a speed demon on the edge, man. It's like we get people who Nick Bosa, he's a really good pass rusher, but you want somebody who can really bend, somebody who can show some type of real athleticism, you know what I mean? Because even when I looked at Chase Young, he didn't necessarily move like the defensive end I want him to move, like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does make sense, brother. What's on your schedule, man? I know you got a hard out, so I want to get you out on time. We got TC backstage. By the way, I dropped the call-in link. Again, it's in the comments. It looks like this. If you guys want to call in, go ahead and call in. TC's backstage. But before we let you get out of here, make sure you guys go like and subscribe to Twins channel. But what's on your schedule, man, on your channel, brother?
Man, we briefly was going to mention this, but basketball season, man, I think I'm going to start picking up and just doing the rest. I think it's like 20-some games left over. So try to find maybe a day in the week, maybe like a Thursday night after you have both TNT games where you kind of, those are the most televised games, and maybe do like a little preview on that. So
well, then real quick before not to interrupt you, but real quick, man, you got about 25 seconds. I know you got to get out of here, but do the Dubs have a chance this year?
Yeah, they can win it this year, but that's on them though. They do dumb stuff. They just gotta not play dumb.
Yeah. We'll see,
I
man. I'm
think they
not sure I
can.
believe.
You know,
I'm not sure I believe. I think they're a second round exit, and that's I love my Dubs, but I don't see them being able to get past like the Nuggets, and I don't know, man. I don't know if I believe that. We'll see.
well, hey, what Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible.
Right, right.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. But
man.
yeah, man. But appreciate your time, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Y'all again, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to my boy channel, man. He said he only like 40 to 50 away, right? From
Yeah, I'm
8K.
almost at 8K, man. Almost at 8K.
Come on, man. Y'all go ahead and run over there and hit that button, man. 8K, you know what I'm saying? Like Steve Young back in the day, you know? And so y'all have a good Friday. Enjoy yourselves, man. And for those who do not know this, so in the anime world, man, the guy who was creator of Dragon Ball Z passed away, man, last night. Well, actually Monday.
Yeah.
We just got told last night. I'm a big anime guy, man. So I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. So I just want to say, man, peace and blessings to him because he created a whole genre of like animations and things of that nature that really, you know, grew up with people. You know what I mean? So I just want to give him a big shout out. You know what I'm
Right on, man. I'm too old for anime, I think, but I
saying?
know a lot of people love it, brother. But yeah, man.
For sure.
Have a
For
good
sure.
day, bro, and we'll link up again soon.
All right, man. Hey, y'all hit that like button, man. It was my birthday this weekend. Go ahead, hit that button.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Twin, man. Happy birthday to
For
Twin,
sure.
man. Enjoy,
Turn
brother.
25. Peace out.
25. All right, we'll be right back with TC. Give me about 8
I
seconds.
love it when you call in, baby.
Call into the show. Get those takes off.
What the hell you want to say, homie?
I love it when you call in, Poppy.
You got something to say, we'll say it then.
All right, so I was going to pop in TC, but he disappeared on me. No one else is backstage to call in, so I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds. If you want to call in, the call in is in the chat. I dropped the link in there in the morning. In the meantime, I'm gonna get in these chats and see how you guys are doing, see what you're talking about. You guys always tell me to have a call-in show, and when I do, you guys aren't ready. Oh, here we go. My guy Wolf. Let's go ahead and pop Wolf in. What's up, buddy?
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
Good, man. It's been a long ass time since I've seen you, man. You got a haircut and everything.
No, I didn't get no
What?
haircut.
Oh,
I
it's in a
just combed-
ponytail. Yeah.
Yeah, I combed my hair a certain way. Yeah, I'm cruising right now. I'll probably lose service in a little bit, but I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Reason being, you guys are talking about the D-line, DJ Jones, Eric Armstead, that situation. I was wondering, have you guys heard anything on Kinlaw? Because I'm kind of out of the loop now with working all day every day. Do you guys have any progress reports or status reports on the Kinlaw situation? How the Niners feel about re-signing him?
Well, first of all, that's a good question. Please be careful driving. In general, I don't like people calling in when they're driving because it scares me. I don't want something that bad to happen. So, Wolf, be careful, my man. Be careful.
Yeah, I won't be looking at the screen. I'm looking strictly where I'm going.
All right, appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't heard about Kinlaw yet, man. That is a good point. We haven't heard anything about Kinlaw. For me, I think he's going to be affordable for the 49ers, and I think he's played well and he's improved, and he was healthy for the first time in his career. I think they should bring him back. If it was up to me, I would probably bring him back, depending on the price and the cost involved.
I agree, man. I think he's somebody who's hasn't priced himself out because he hasn't been completely consistent up until this year. And I think he stepped up right at the right time, man. Eric Armstead is dealing with this fasciitis stuff. And so, yeah, I hope we bring back Kinlaw, man. Depending how that goes, I would like the DJ Jones thing, but that would have to be at a good price. I don't know about all that. I like going young too, like you're saying, but somebody who doesn't drop because of injury history, somebody who has a consistent resume of that best ability is being availability.
Yeah, I mean, I think defensive tackle is a bigger need for the 49ers than a lot of people understand, because all they have really is Hargrave and Armstead. Armstead's actually had surgery after the season. And so, if they don't bring back Kinlaw, who do they got, really? I would be open to DJ Jones, but it'd have to be the right price. But I think they need to at least draft somebody. I think Kalia Davis is still on a roster. So besides that, they don't. I mean, the defensive line is actually not that deep right now at all.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
Yeah, man.
I don't know. This was just a thought that kind of popped into my head too, man. with Deebo Samuel, you know, initially when we were going through the contract stuff with him, I thought he priced himself out, in my opinion. You know, I love Deebo. I want him to be on this team, but for the right price. Again, he's not somebody, you know, he can change games sometimes, but styles make matchups. And with Brandon Ayuk, you know, in the Super Bowl, we were a little more one-dimensional because we didn't have a second route runner like Ayuk. And I think that's something we need. And kind of like how you have third down pass rush specialists on defense, I think that's kind of Deebo's role on maybe first and second down, being that physicality specialist. And we need to get somebody where I think Deebo is more of a rotational piece. Dare I say he's not what would be a good word to describe, but
not the focus.
Yeah, not the focus. Not,
well, you breaking up here, Wolf, man. Hey, man, it's good to see you, man. I know you're on the road. I want you to be careful. I'm gonna pop TC on, man, but hopefully we can link up again soon, man. It's good to hear from you, brother. All right, this guy Wolf, he froze up on us. So let's go ahead and pop in TC. What's up, TC?
What's up, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Hey, how you doing, buddy? It's been a minute.
I know it's been a minute, Ryan. How you been, bro? I've been in the chat. I've been watching y'all, man. I just was like, I had to call in and tap in the homie. I ain't call you in a minute, dog.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Last time I talked to you is several months ago, probably, man. How's everything been?
Yeah. Man, it's been good, bro. I apologize, bro. You know I like tapping in. I'm always tapping. I just ain't called in, man. My bad, bro.
No, man. Hey, no reason to apologize. I know everyone's busy, and I do a lot of early morning daytime shows, so it's not easy for everybody to call in.
Yeah, man, that's all good. Thank you, though. But so you know what? I got a different twist on how the Niners are and how they should go about it. In my opinion, you know my feelings about the whole situation, Shanahan and all that. You, Coach Grant. Yeah, I mean, Jesse, y'all know how, you know what I'm saying, how I feel. But just in general, though, Ryan, so what I think the Niners should do first and foremost is trade Deebo. I know that's been a talk, but I'm trading Deebo and I'm paying Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the dead cap or none of that. I'm getting him out of here and I'm drafting a receiver, going after Rice or one of the top dogs and using that draft pick and either trading Deebo away or trading Kittle away. That's how I'm approaching it and making sure BA goes anywhere. Excuse me, nowhere.
I'm not opposed to that, man. I haven't spoken on it a lot, but I think for the price of Deebo, man, he's really way too expensive for what he gives you at this point in his career. And I would be trying to trade Deebo post June 1. Arrange it now, but not do it till June 1, because if you do that, you could save like $15 million. You'll have like a 6-something dead cap hit, but you'll save $15 million by moving on from Deebo. And this is a deep wide receiver draft class. I think you got to retain Ayuk, and if you're going to move on, Deebo's the guy you move on from. So I'm right there with you, man. I mean, I'm not like yelling from the rooftops that we got to get rid of Deebo, but it makes sense financially. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. And I'm breaking shit back. Also, off first. Can you hear me? Breaking up now.
Yeah, you breaking up. You in and out, brother.
Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you. I can hear you now. Try one more time.
Oh, can you hear me now? Oh,
yeah,
good.
I got you. Yep.
Okay, so check it out. And then I believe our first 2 picks should be offensive line. I'm with you on that one. Right tackle, and then also a replacement left tackle for Trent Williams. I don't care about none of that. First and second round should be offensive tackle. See if we can get a DB in the free agency, or see if Kansas City want to trade Snead away, or pick up the phone and get it back on to start and see what we can do on that note. Also, backup quarterback, I'm cool off the Allen kid. I'm trying to see what's up with Solomon and Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was the pick when we picked Trey Lance. If everybody don't forget about that, the only reason we couldn't get him is because Saleh took him before. Because Saleh was in the draft room doing all the scouting when we were going to draft that kid, but he ended up taking the head coaching job and he had all the report on him already. So he ended up taking Zach Wilson. So Kyle goes back and gets old quarterbacks like Sam Darnold that he wanted to draft. Well, why not take a flyer on that kid? Why not take a flyer on Wilson as a backup and then draft a quarterback? So now you got three quarterbacks. If Brock's the real deal, he ain't gonna watch over his shoulder, but you can make something happen with Zach Wilson. And I believe Zach Wilson can flourish over here. Seriously, and then you draft a youngster. And that's how I'll go about it.
Well, you know, you're my guy, and we agree on most things. But when it comes to Zach Wilson, brother, I don't like the man's mental makeup. I don't like it. I don't want him around my team if I'm being real. I understand his talent is there, but he just doesn't seem to have the mental makeup that I want from a quarterback. So I would pass on him, but I hear what you're saying in general. He does have talent, man, and maybe he just needs the right environment. But I don't know, man. He rubs his teammates the wrong way. I feel like he's kind of like a little entitled, a little naive to life. He doesn't have those leadership qualities. And I think he would cost probably more than we should be spending on a backup quarterback. That's my thoughts on the whole Zach Wilson thing, man. But I respect you, but I got to respectfully disagree on this one.
No, hey, you know what? Hey, I love you for that, Ryan. It's all good. That's just how I feel. And you know what? I'm not opposed to it if we don't, but reality, where I'm really coming in on this situation is I think we should draft a quarterback also this year. Nothing to get Brock, bro. Brock is cool. Brock is gonna beat him. But also I think that we should draft a quarterback, bro, in the later rounds this season.
Yeah.
Just to have another youngster. I'm cool on Sam Darnold. Go ahead, bro. I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. Like a lot of people in the chat are talking about Gardner Minshew. That's who I wanted last year. I think he's way better than Darnold. So depending on the price, I would rock with Gardner Minshew, man, just for the vibes, the mullet vibes. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that, but it's still go get it. Still draft a quarterback. That's where I'm coming in. I'm cool with Gardner. I'm good off of bringing Sam back. But as far as like bringing in Gardner and then also going to get like a youngster out of the draft, bro, that's where I'm going at. But my main thing is, Ryan, I'm with you 1,000%, bro. Our first two picks in this draft should be offensive line. That's our main focus this year. Shanahan, go offensive line, bro. You supposed to be this guru, all this yada 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 yada, but you never want to invest in the most important thing of your offense is your offensive line. You like these zone reads, you like your tackles to get out centers, pull and kick and all that, but you never want to invest in that, bro. So invest in it one time, Kyle. Right? Yeah. Am I wrong for that? Right?
No, you're right. I want to see what Brock can do with a really good offensive line. I want to see a dog at right tackle. I don't want them to be complacent and accept Colton McKivitz as a solution at right tackle. And I'm worried that they do, but I do have some positive energy, some positive vibes based on who they're meeting with at the combine. The position they met with the most was offensive line. So maybe they see it now. Maybe they finally are going to go that route.
Yeah, because they've been meeting up with a lot of offensive linemen and DBs. So you know what? I'm not opposed to it, Ryan. That's all I got, man. I just want to tap in with my boy. I ain't calling a while and get some things off my chest. That's how I feel about stuff. But them first two picks, first and second pick, I don't care.
Let me ask you something though before you go, because I know you were a big Trey supporter back in the day when he was here. There's rumors that he's going to be going to the Vikings. What do you think about that?
Go to the Vikings, bro. Go to your hometown. Get a team that's going, Stefanski is kind of the same scheme, and also that a team that wants you. Even Dallas. Dallas take a flyer on Trey. You know how I felt about Trey, bro. We don't have to keep going back and back on that note. But hey, Ryan, like I know, bro, he never got his complete fair shot. I don't give a damn about him getting injured, bro. He never got his fair shot, bro. And I feel like if he go to Minnesota, he gonna get that over there with Stefanski. Seriously though, and I still love Trey. He just ain't a Niner, and we ain't have to keep doing that. But at the same time, I'm gonna have my feelings about that situation, and I'm always approach that situation and let people know about that. But at the same time, we can move on. But at the same time, Trey was treated unfairly, bro.
Yeah, I'm not with the whole "don't talk about Trey because he ain't here" thing. Like I'm gonna talk about who the hell I want to talk about. I like Trey as a person. I've actually had communications with him and his family. So Cottrell, yes, I am taking calls, man. Links in the chat if you want to hit me up. Hit me up. TC, man, good to hear from you, brother, as always, man.
Jesse, I said Jesse, I'm sorry. Ryan, bro, thank you, dog. I love you, man. Be safe and be easy.
I appreciate you, man. You're one of my favorite viewers, man. Thank you for calling in. Good to hear from you, dude.
For sure. Peace.
All right, man. That was TC. I'm going to run this commercial. Let's see if anybody else calls in. The link is in the chat. Looks like Jalil's backstage. Let me run this little 30-second flick. Got to pay these bills, and then I'll be right back with Jalil. Hey, guys. So most of you guys know that I'm a real estate and mortgage broker in the state of California by now. At least I hope you do. I've been doing this since 2009. I've helped a ton of families. I love what I do. When I'm not talking 49ers on YouTube, I am helping people buy, sell real estate. I'm helping them get financed, refinance. That's what I do. I've been doing it since 2009. I would love to help you and your family. Please reach out. There's a link in the description where you can schedule a 30-minute appointment with me, and we could talk on the phone and figure it out and get you guys the house of your dreams. I appreciate it. What's up, Jalil? What you doing back there, man?
What's up, man? I'm working, man. I'm at work.
Were you in the truck?
Yeah, I deliver food.
Oh, right on, man. Right on. To
Yeah,
restaurants or what?
Restaurants, hotels, whoever got food, man. Whoever got food.
Right on, brother. What's on your mind today, Jalil?
Hey, first off, I want to say, hey, bro, keep doing your thing, man. I see all the adjustments you made on your show, man. It's neat, man. It's neat. I haven't been on since we lost that Super Bowl. Matter of fact, I've been on Jesse's show one time when you and Jesse, but I haven't been on those shows in a while. But yeah, man, keep doing your thing. It looked nice. The whole intro, all of that.
I appreciate you.
But,
I'm trying to step my game up.
Yeah, it looked nice. But I really just want to say one thing, man. I'm encouraged with Brock, bro. Like I said I was on one show. I want to say Jet. Matter of fact, it might have been you, Coach, and somebody else. I can't remember. But talking about can they cover up for Cal? You know what I'm saying? Like with his inadequate.
You're breaking up, Jalil.
You asked that question. You still can't hear me?
You're breaking up a little bit. Now I can.
Still hear me?
I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Uh-oh. You there, bro? Uh-oh. Jalil is having reception issues. Jalil, hit us back if you get the second. I know you're working. It's hard when you're at work, man. Yeah, a couple of people asked about calling in. The link is in the chat. I'm maybe trying to take more call-ins on a regular basis. Probably every show, at least two call-ins per show towards the end of the show. That's kind of my goal now. But this show, I got a lot of time. So if anyone wants to call in, I just popped the link in the chat again. So feel free to hit me up. If nobody calls in, I'll get out of here. But just so you guys know, every Monday at 9 a.m., I'm doing a show with Eric Crocker. You guys all know Croc. So every Monday, call-in show with regular show, 9 a.m. with Croc live. And then every Wednesday, I'll be live with the coach at 10 a.m. Every Friday, I'm having a special guest. Next Friday, I'm going to have Jesse Naylor as well as Marco, and we're going to be doing our first mock draft together. So I'm going to have Jesse Naylor and Marco Martinez here on the channel. We're going to be doing our first mock draft of the season. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Well, it looks like a lot of you, I know this is bad timing for a lot of you guys for a call-in show because it's the daytime and a lot of you guys are working. So I'm probably going to dip up out of here. I'll be back on Monday with our boy Croc. I want to thank you guys so much for your support. Thanks for hanging in with me while I was sick. Was unable to do shows like I want to. Even right now, it's a little difficult, but I'm feeling a lot better. I'm on my way back. You guys are the best, man. I appreciate you very much. Tune back in Monday, 9 a.m. Me and Croc. Appreciate y'all. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching the Ryan G. Hensley Show. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. The Ryan G. Hensley Show is brought to you by Hensley Real Estate and Mortgage. I've been operating my real estate business in the state of California since 2009, and I would love to help your family. We are also sponsored by Hensley Solar. I can put solar on your house in up to 38 states. Underdog Fantasy is a sponsor of the channel. Please check out the details in the description to see how you can join Underdog Fantasy and get $100 matched in your initial deposit. And finally, I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Blue Water Credit. They are the best credit repair company I've ever dealt with. If Want to fix your credit? Reach out to Blue Water Credit. Details in the description for all of my sponsors. Again, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button.